Well, firstly, thank you so much for watching my video. Yesterday I had my first ever video that hit over 1,000 views. Now I know it's not a lot, but for me, I started this channel to, connect with loads of property entrepreneurs, business people, young entrepreneurs who's looking to understand business or, understand property investment journey. So thank you so much for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, please hit subscribe to this channel and we will crack on with this video. It's quite a detailed video about service accommodation, long-term guests and how to work around them. So guys, please stay tuned. Well, firstly, if you're new to this channel, my name is Piers. I invest in service accommodation business. I've helped loads of clients through my consulting, my sourcing, and also have an online program. Welcome to this free YouTube training. As always, I've done several videos in my channel. I've actually created a playlist where you can go and see, a lot of free training about service accommodation business. So if you're new to service accommodation, please make sure you're going out and checking it out because there's so much content that's obviously to help you guys kind of understand the basic of service accommodation business. I did one where how you can get direct long-term bookings, but today, as you can see from my screen, I have been recently asked, because I talk quite a lot about long-term bookings. The next thing a lot of people now are doing is actually they're getting long-term booking, but they do not know what to do. So I want to share you some of the examples, the stories as well. So it kind of gives you an idea of if you have, if you're not in service accommodation business and ever you got into service accommodation business and you wanted to understand the direct booking where obviously the money is, then you've got to make sure that you've got the correct details in place. So welcome to what do I need to do with my long-term guests. So today's video, I'm going to cover the first thing I would like to cover is what is long-term booking. So if you're new to service accommodation business or Airbnb business, you will understand that. Kind of a story from my experience, and it was actually one of my client from last year I wanted to share because it was quite nice, quite different. I didn't expect that, but that's how it turned out to be. So brilliant story. What made it attractive for those clients to book with me, compared to my competition? Because remember, guys, one thing: these clients are so clever nowadays. They will contact several people before they book with you. And the next one is what will be next for your direct bookings? Because again, a lot of people are getting direct bookings, but what are the things you need to make sure you do that to secure your direct booking properly? Also, I want to it's a cherished moment for me is to talk about a marketplace that I created for direct bookings. And last but not the least, I will finish off the video. So please stay till the end of the video because obviously I show what I do with my direct bookings and it will give you an understanding of how robust and tight I make sure once I secure those bookings, I kind of put different kind of agreements in places so that you're aware what to do when you get your direct booking. So guys, let's crack on with the video. So first of all, I want to talk about the challenges that a lot of time service accommodation owners are getting in their businesses. The first one, as you can see from my screen, is guests. They take control of payment. So if you've got direct bookings come through or you've secured it for long term, guys, I've seen so many guests take controls of payment. I've been a victim of one of them before when I first early started, but now I know the process. I have got control in it. I always make sure I've got a certain system that I take and making sure that my guests actually follow that system to make sure that I'm protected as a business. Now, that's one of them. The second thing is no correct communication leading to calendar advantages. Now, what that means is obviously guests will say, yeah, we'll have it for X amount of time. You haven't done the right communication or right plans in places with the guest. That means I've seen so many service accommodation owners have blocked calendar without taking the correct payment or systems, and they've effectively lost that client and also lost the calendar because the guests are not going to do any business with them from next week, and their calendar was booked for them for the next 4 or 5 weeks, which means they've now got to rely on a whole new set of clientele. So the communication part. And lastly, no correct documentation, and that's another challenge a lot of service accommodation owners are facing. So I'll touch base on most of them today, but it will make sure that it gives you an understanding of what you need to do next for your direct, if you get a direct booking. Well, firstly, what is long-term booking? So again, there might be service accommodation owner, and if you're one of them and watching me, I appreciate that you kind of know what that is. But there are lots of people at the moment who's watching my video are learning about service accommodation business. So I want to make sure that I kind of give you an overview. A long-term booking basically means, you know, from 28 days onwards to 6 months. So it's not an AST, but it's a long-term booking that you're receiving. It's a variety of whole month of being booked, or it can be a Monday to Friday only, like for example contractors, which are my favorite, but they will book you for several months. So I can kind of give you a kind of guidance on how that works. And again, I'm going to show you something that I've worked with a guest that obviously I think I achieved 8 months at the end of them, and I'll show you what made them actually book with me as well, so which is great. Now, it can be direct or through an OTA, which is online travel agents, such as Airbnb, Booking.com. You know, I've made bookings worth, like, I think the longest I've had is about 3 months from online OTAs. Generally, I tend to find that my online OTAs are attracting 3 months or less. Anything longer, I know that I normally get a direct bookings. So I want to show you that as well. So that's what a long-term booking is. Now, I'm going to show you a quick story about a property I have. I still got it, but when I first took it on last year, I actually did a completely new video, including the agent being in the video about it. I picked up the keys, run it for about, I'd say just about a month, and I secured this booking, which lasted till January 2020 this year. So the property I took was direct from a Google call. So obviously I do a heavy marketing for my direct booking. So I was found in Google. The owner actually called me. They were basically a construction team from North, and they had their team coming down Monday to Friday to work in that site. And firstly, they said they wanted it for 4 weeks or like a few weeks. But what happened was, as you can see, the second thing I said, I didn't realise I just secured an 8 months direct booking. Now, when it comes to 8 months of Monday to Friday, that was me actually straight away in profit by just selling. That's 16 nights, and I was already making money, which means I still had 8 nights, if I'm right. Yeah, so I still have 8 nights, which I didn't have to worry about, which means Monday, I think, I still had 12 nights actually, so it's including Friday night, Saturday and Sunday night. I could actually make some more profit as well, which has been fantastic for me. So they were paying me $480 per week, and that started from May 2019 till I think early weeks of Jan, but I haven't counted that. And then it was approximately £15,000 worth of sale for me for the business, just from one unit. And obviously I was selling the weekends at £200 a night, which gave me an option of actually bumping up the price, because obviously I was already making enough profit. So, every other weekend I get booked, I was absolutely making a decent return on that property. So I want to share what made it attractive for them. So guys, again, if you're watching this video and if you're new to service accommodation business, it's not just about finding properties. It's actually, how do you manage your guests? And today I'm showing you one of the many guests that you'll be serving in your service accommodation, and just to make sure that this is an understanding and this is a kind of guidance of how you've got to make sure that you're protecting your business. At the end of the day, some of the guests who have used service accommodation or Airbnb before, they will try and take advantage of you, especially if you're a new service accommodation owner. So it's always important that certain things like this are placed in your business, that you are you're protecting your business, B, that it doesn't affect your business. So what made it attractive for them? One, it was communicated on time. So when I received the call, I found out what they need. I was straight away, I never give them an answer on the phone straight away. I'll say, look, please send me your requirement, or I'll ask them for the requirement on the phone, as well as communicating it via an email, and then ask them saying, okay, can I just give you a call in 30 minutes or whatever, just because obviously you've still got to make sure you check your calendars, making sure that your availability is there. Secondly, gave the payment, make sure that you give payment plans in places, or give them an opportunity of understanding what sort of payment plan would work for them. and then obviously would work for you so that you both match. The third thing was it was a perfect fit for them for location. Now guys, I can't stress enough, there's so many contractors working around the country or guests looking for accommodation. You just need to be found in that location, and you will be a perfect fit. And then the last one is I build great relationship with the owner. Obviously I make sure I call them and check in with them all the time throughout the time of their stay. So sometimes what happens is obviously your guests will not kind of communicate, which doesn't mean that you do not have to speak to them. It's always worth speaking to them, because I've had enough leads come through from their friend, another colleague of theirs actually looking to book an accommodation somewhere else. So it's always worth communicating to the owners or whoever's booking or the office to make sure that, hey, it's been a month, hope everything's well, I appreciate you guys staying in our accommodation, I hope your team's okay, or something like that. So that's what made it attractive for them. However, right, this is what is next for direct bookings. Now what I want to make sure that this is kind of an overview only, but there's a lot more detail put into this kind of direct booking system. One of the biggest challenges I see other operator or mistakes other operators are doing is they secure long-term booking, but they do not have a right procedure or right system in place, right? One of the biggest thing I advise to obviously my online program and my bespoke clients or my consulting client, I have a three different details form that a client needs to sign off or fill in to make sure that they've agreed something. Now, if you're not doing this, your direct booking is not as strong as you think, because tomorrow the guest can turn around and say, if you've got payment plans in place, you've blocked off calendar for the next 8 months or whatever, if you haven't got those forms and system in places, they will turn around. And because I can say this because early days in my my business years back, when I didn't have this in place, I know that, and this is service accommodation owners can relate to this, you will get guests taking advantage of it. And that is the reason why you've got to have this 3 details form that I make sure I go through with my clients. Now, the first one is a check-in form, the second one is a payment form, and the third is a T's and C's, like a detailed T's and C's for direct bookings, right? If you do that, you are very much protected for your direct bookings. Now guys, like hotels do, we need to make sure we need to protect our business, have system and procedure in place. One of the things I do with my online program is I make sure I give all of that tools, script that I use in my business, and actually they can just literally, it's a copy and paste, plug and play system that you can implement that in the business straight away. And then the last thing I do is certain deposit plan. So if it's a direct booking, guys, make sure you've got a deposit plan in place. Obviously, if you match their criteria, the worst, and if you haven't got a deposit plan, you are not protecting your property and your business. So one of the things, again, I do is create some deposit plan for my clients, and that, as a result, also, it's not putting off clients, because a lot of my kind of people that I speak to, they will come back to me and say, Piers, would that not kind of put off clients? But no, you can actually take a deposit plan and create in a way that it could pay off their last week of stay or whatever, however they want to do it. So you attract or make it attractive for both parties. I have been so fortunate to create this platform called betterthanhotel.co.uk. Now we've just had, I think, just over 100 properties registered, hundreds of SA owners are actually now registered with their profile. Now, one of the things I know, there's nothing like this in the market, which is A, you've got your property listings, but also B, you've got a company profile. So not only your clients are going to see your properties and see your listing in that website, they will also find a whole company profile that is personalized to your business, your logo, your phone number, your email, whatever you've provided for us to put that in the website. So we've achieved that. I've been amazingly, surprised that a lot of people are actually using it. There's a lot of recommendations going through there. In Facebook groups, I have seen people using, just look at Better Than Hotel and you find somebody local there. So guys, thank you. At the end of the day, this is a platform that was created for service accommodation community by myself, and the fact that it will allow in future that people will achieve direct bookings through this platform, because the numbers or the emails are just related to your business. So when people find you, if people find the location, they're going to call you directly. So I'm very, very fortunate. I'm going to leave a link down below actually if you do want to check out, or if you're a service accommodation owner and you would like your property to be listed on this platform, a direct booking platform, please reach out to me and we'll get that sorted for you as well. So guys, well, with that all being said, thank you so much for watching my videos. I think I've just looked at my stats and we've had over 70% of people who watch my videos are actually not subscribed, and I know it's fluctuating every day at the moment, but I would really appreciate if you could hit the subscribe button, a like on this video, and yeah, please share if there's anyone, you know, in your direct bookings or service accommodation community that would be, hopefully this kind of gives you a guidance and help on certain things that I've mentioned, like the 3 documents that you've got to make sure you use to have a good system in place. Hopefully that will give you an opportunity to speak to people that within your community or within your teams, or I know there's a lot of people doing joint ventures together. So please make sure you share this, and I will be back with another video soon. But thank you so much for watching.